watched China change with my own eyes. I saw the end of poverty.
Because we saw the tensions between the United States. Is that a challenge to China moving forward? Let's talk about China's economy. We're sitting here in your place in New York, which is amazing because you're heading off to Europe shortly. You're always on the go, but you're just back from China. Talk to me about what you saw going back that perhaps has changed over time.
Well, I'll tell you, the most notable single thing is green license plates. Now, what does that mean? Electric vehicles. And to understand that, I was taken to some showrooms and to some factories where these vehicles are being produced. You know, China has hundreds of electric vehicle producers. Hundreds. Of course, it will shake out. There are a few big ones, but it's an incredibly competitive sector right now, and you see the results out on the road.
Can you talk about the opportunities for China there and perhaps some challenges?
I think for any major economy, whether it's China, the United States, European Union, or others, the future is to move to green and digital. We have an environmental crisis, and we have remarkable new digital technologies. So we're going to have to move to zero carbon energy systems, to electric vehicles, to hydrogen economy, and we're going to be using digital technologies for every step of the way. So building that base, that integrated green and digital industrial system is absolutely critical, and China's in the lead of doing that.
Let's talk about China's economy, because we've witnessed the growth rate. It's just been juggernaut. It's slowed recently. What does China need to do to keep its economic vitality and keep moving forward, do you think?
Well, there's first a basic principle. When you're poor, you have the potential for very rapid growth because maybe you don't have electricity, maybe you don't have rail, maybe you don't have fiber. So there's a lot of headroom for fast growth. So China grew consistently at about 10% growth per year for decades, actually. That means a doubling of the economy every 7 years, in fact. And so that was the torrid, super fast period. Now they're at about a 5% growth rate. That's compared to about 2% in the United States. So they're still growing quite rapidly. When you visit China, when you visit cutting edge enterprises, what you're seeing is rapid technological advance, lots of innovation, and I think a generation ahead of markets for things like high quality, low cost electric vehicles, for 5G digital, for many, many of the things that China is already a world leader in.
You said high quality, and of course the buzzwords coming out of the two sessions, quality, productive forces. What's your vision of what that looks like, and how is that going to impact things moving forward?
This high quality productive forces basically means that China's focusing on technological advance now. And China is doing very, very well in computation. It will be highly competitive in artificial intelligence. It's world leader in zero carbon power. It's developing fourth generation modular nuclear facilities. It's doing very well across many, many leading technologies. It's got the biggest 5G network in the world and really pioneered 5G. China is an exceptionally good, highly competitive, low-cost producer of what the emerging economies of the world want. By the way, also what American consumers want, but American consumers so much want what China produces that both Trump and Biden put barriers on, said, no, you can't buy that stuff. You're going to have to pay huge tariffs. But the basic point is China's supply side is very competitive. It becomes more competitive and innovative all the time. And China produces what other parts of the world want.
Because we saw the tensions between the United States and China, and people started talking about perhaps I'm going to shift my supply chains. Can you talk about what we've seen there, and is that a challenge to China moving forward?
The United States government is trying to break the supply chains with China. It's told American companies, go to other suppliers, move away from China, go to Vietnam, go to Malaysia, go to Mexico, go to other places for production. What we're seeing is an expensive diversion of trade. So we're upsetting the efficiency of the international system because the American policymakers somehow think that they can outsmart the markets. The fact of the matter is China's doing extremely well in the actual production, the actual costing, the actual technologies. China is excelling and is the low-cost producer of most of the major technologies that the world's going to need in the coming 20 years. In digital, in green technologies, in electric vehicles, in battery supply chains. It's just a very sophisticated supply side, and it's becoming more sophisticated all the time.